What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today in this video we're going to talk about 9 mega cap stocks in this video. But before we get started, please hit that thumbs up button. That is greatly appreciated and that really helps out with YouTube algorithm. And if you want to support the channel and get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, 3 days of live trading in my Discord, definitely check out the Patreon. I'll leave a link down below in the description. And if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. And now let's get right into it, guys. Today's video is gonna be very quick, guys. A very quick update for you guys because I talked about it yesterday on Apple stock that you got a better risk to reward ratio shorting Apple stock yesterday on that massive pump. And also you're going to find out very soon, you will see that here in this video. And look at what happened. I mean, this thing just went down in a massive way from almost getting up to 182 yesterday down to 175, 176 today, guys. Insane move. And now barely holding 176 as a support. It's actually trading below all these moving averages right here on this daily chart. And the next level all the way down here, 170, and that can come and also possibly down here too, 167. And I think that is the target on Apple stock, at least in the short term, to close this gap down here at 167. So tomorrow, Apple stock can hold 176. Then watch out for a move back up to 177 to 180. Until then, below 176, free fall all the way down to 170 and then the gap at 167. And here's my Twitter/X account, and if you're on there, definitely give me a follow. And I do post a lot of things right here on X, including some of my plays. I mean, look at this insane play from yesterday, guys. Apple, Netflix both showed it yesterday for next week, next Friday expiration. And what happened today, guys? Exploded. Everything exploded. Netflix went over 200. I think at the end it was like 300%. Apple also a massive dump off on Apple stock. Huge gains on these plays. And not to mention this one right here, expiring Friday, which is tomorrow, and those were only $3.66 each, depending on where you got filled. Now those are going for $1,100 before closing. So that was a massive trade, but I didn't get to sell at 1,100. I sold it for 69%, which was massive within just 5 minutes, guys. And then also shorted Microsoft, which I did not share that play right here on my X account. Now, if you want to get plays like this, and if you want to support the channel and you want to learn, then definitely check out my Patreon. And this one right here paid almost 18 grand today, especially shorting right here, getting puts for tomorrow expiration, guys. Now, I was actually going to short around 334 right here, but you never get a perfect entry on anything. So right at opening, click the button on my computer, shorting Microsoft right here, and the result here on Microsoft you can see. I mean, this thing I only got 330 puts, and look at what happened. This thing got down to 320, under 320, and now trading under 320. So Microsoft also, guys, I mean, look at this huge, bearish looking candle. And now tomorrow, it's already trading under 320. And if that holds right here below 320, you're going to see 313 and then possibly even more downside down to 310 to 311 and then 300. To the upside, you want to see Microsoft holding 320 and then a quick trip up to 325 possible, white line, 20 SMA in the short term. And this one was also on my bucket list in the morning to short Meta, but unfortunately, I only got two hands, so I couldn't short this one, but I know someone who did, and that is my Patreon member, Amit, once again killing it and shorting Meta and holding it all the way through 289, 288, I think, but This thing also paid a lot of money. People who shorted at around 300. I talked about it yesterday how this level will be a big level going into tomorrow, which is today. And as you can see, getting rejected instantly from here and now coming down and taking out right here, blue line 5 SMA 288, and now just like every other mega cap except Nvidia, trading below all the moving averages here on this daily chart, and looks like it could be coming all the way down to again 276 to 275, and that is going to be the next target to the downside. And then of course, like I said, this downtrend can continue in the short term, and we could see a lot more downside in this market and here on Meta. To the upside, only way up, breaking above 290 and then possibly taking out 297 to 300. Then you're going to see Meta retesting white line 20 SMA. Right now it's sitting at 303.80, and above that, Meta out of the woods, and you're going to see continuation to the upside. On Amazon, stock is down 2.72%, and this is a massive red candle covering 5 days worth of trading on Amazon, and that is not looking good. And I think early as tomorrow morning, we could see Amazon filling this gap just below 130, and that's going to be a big support. And just below that, we also have support at 127. To the upside, Amazon needs to break 135.40, and only if that happens, you're going to see a quick trip all the way up to 138. Now, if we shorted this morning because it was only a dollar and some 22 cents away from this big resistance right here, you can easily set a stop at 138. If you're shorting at opening, this thing paid a massive amount of money if we shorted this morning. On Google, stock is down 2%, and I talked about it yesterday that yes, we got that breakout, but it cannot go too far. And why? This Bollinger Band on top not expanded too far, so that is why we saw a big sell-off on Google stock. But this one, at least in the short term, holding above 130, and that is bullish on Google stock. Also, I talked about it before in my video how these Bollinger Bands are squeezing the stock right here in between, and we could see a big move. And now I still think Google can come all the way down here to close at least some of these gaps right here from earnings. So tomorrow, guys, on Google stock, you want to watch 130 as a support and also resistance at 133. Below 130, watch out for a move down to 127, 125.63, red line 50 SMA, and then the gap below 123.69. On Tesla, stock is down 2.88%, and Tesla also from almost 240 getting rejected, not even touching negatively sloping white line 20 SMA at 242.90 and getting rejected, coming down and taking out 234 13 SMA on this daily chart as a support. And now, if you look at my screen, barely holding above 229.37 at the closing, holding blue line 5 SMA as a support. So tomorrow, if that gives up a quick flush all the way down to 220 to 217 to close this gap all the way down here, possible on Tesla. Only way up, Tesla needs to break over 234, and above that, watch out for a move up to 242.90. On AMD, stock is down almost 7%, and I've been talking about it that watch out, guys, flat 100, flat 100. That is possible on AMD. This thing can go back inside this chop box, retest, and then come back and hit flat 100, even in my video last night. Now, this one was also a red flag in the morning. Now, AMD with Nvidia yesterday, it was up 4%. And look at what happened this morning. It gave away all the gains, and now it's down 7%, guys. Now, this market, if you don't know what you're doing in this market, you could lose a ton of money in this market. And that is why, especially if you're playing this market, you need to know all the levels and where things are going. So on AMD, this is going to be a big level around 100. And if that gives up, we could see a lot more downside. But in the short term, getting a bit oversold. So yes, we could see a bounce possibly up to 105 to 106. Blue line 5 SMA, maybe even 108 at some point, not tomorrow. 100 gives up, you're going to see more downside, and that could bring AMD all the way down to possibly $89. On Netflix is down 4.82%, and what a turnaround in 24 hours on Netflix, guys. I mean, this thing yesterday, people were buying calls and going long and talking about going all the way up to 470, not following that trend. We still have this head and shoulder pattern, and it's still intact. Right here, we have this left shoulder, head, and right shoulder, and that could play out still on Netflix, and this thing can dump all the way down to 383. And now if you look at my screen, I talked about it yesterday. Just because the stock is up one day does not mean that you're going to get that follow through next day and you're going to see another massive pump like we saw yesterday. And look at this candle. This thing erased all the gains from this week. And now back down to where? Exactly down to this support 406. And if that gives up, watch out for 400 and then a flush all the way down to this gap, 383. To the upside, we do have resistance right here at 412, 419, 424, 431.66. On Nvidia stock, we got a flat day, and this is crazy, guys. Nvidia stock again pushing higher and going up $50 last night and giving away all the gains this morning. And I cannot be any happier buying puts on Nvidia right at opening, guys. And if you look at my screen right here, just around 500, this thing came down within, I think, not more than 3 minutes. There was a massive flush on Nvidia, at least $10. And that is when I got out. And then, my puts, 480 puts went in the money, over the money. And as you can see, 470. Also, I did add some more puts, and those are long term. 400 puts for June 2024 expiration. And I think at some point within the next couple of months, few weeks maybe, who knows, anything is possible in this market. We're going to see at least 400. If not, I think Nvidia will come down here to close this gap all the way down here. And those puts I got can easily turn into 100%. So I can double my money right here on Nvidia. Now, if this thing somehow pumps again, I kind of missed that I didn't add enough. I only got 6 contracts on Nvidia. But I think if this thing pumps again over 500, definitely will add some more to my position. So Nvidia, I talked about it yesterday that I don't have too many levels to give you, and I don't know where this thing is gonna open. But look at this, guys. I talked about it yesterday how this level could be a big level, and so far, first few hours of trading, Nvidia was holding this all-time highs that we had just a few days ago, and the one we had before around 480 that was holding. And then soon as that gave up, look at the flush all the way down to 470. And I think early as tomorrow, Nvidia stock, I mean, look at this candle, guys, opening at a new all-time high and closing almost at the lows of the day. So that is not a bullish looking candle. Now, knowing Nvidia, yes, there is no more catalyst left. No earnings, no upgrades, no BS. All the big earnings are done. And now this thing can easily come down. We can get a correction on Nvidia stock. And if that happens, people who shorted on top or even right here, and as long as they have time, Nvidia stock will pay. Now, someone yesterday commented that why I'm shorting Nvidia. It's not about Nvidia. It's all about money. You, me, we all need to make money in this market. Not only big whales are making money, we as a retail investors, traders, we need to make money, guys. So Nvidia, if you're long term, which is fine, you're holding long term. But in the short term, you have to follow the trend. And if the trend is saying that, it's overextended, which in this case, this stock right here, extremely overbought. And that is why I shorted today, made money, and also added more puts to my position. And those are, long term. I mean, it's got a couple months before they expire. So Nvidia tomorrow, you want to watch this big support 460 right here, middle of the channel, and also blue line 5 SMA. And if that gives up, we could see a flush down to 440.60, and then the gap below 435. To the upside, only thing to watch, this big resistance right here around 480 to 482, and above that, watch out for 500.